Okay, for this video we're installing our Ultrabright lights for the Refresh Model Y or Juniper. So 6 of them in total, 4 in the doors and then 2 in each of the footwells. We also in the kit provide a spudger. This is a fantastic tool. It protects your trim obviously. It's actually designed to be sacrificial, so this will break before anything else breaks in theory, but just a really useful tool. We've sold these now for over a decade. Great to have around the house. Fantastic for open. If you've ever opened IKEA flat pack furniture and you've got that kind of glue all the way along, just run this down, it's fantastic. Also include a couple of pigtails, so obviously 6 lights. Almost certainly at least 1 or 2 of those are going to have cables that are really short, either in the doors or in the footwells. This just solves that problem by just adding a 6-inch extension. Okay, as I mentioned, so this is for the 6 light kit. These are all the same color. If you want to have different colors, then you need to use our pick and mix page where you can just pick whatever colors you want. We also have a bunch of projection lights for the puddle lights in the doors. So if you want something a bit more snazzy, then definitely check out those options. I'll flash up some examples now, but our image flip lights are new, super popular. We also have, which alternate between the word mark and the logo. We also have just static puddle lights for the logo, the word mark, and so on. So lots of different options. Last thing to mention, Tesla does not have rear footwell lights in any of their Model 3s and Model Ys, never have done. We sell a kit that will extend the front light to the back light. So what it does basically tees off the front lights, and then we put a light bar underneath the seats, and that provides footwell lighting for your rear passengers. It's really quite easy to install. You do have to run a bit of cable obviously and just hide it, but that's super easy to do. And especially in the Model Y with the higher seats, you have a lot more space to work in, so that's also doable too. So I'll link everything below. I always forget, but if you wouldn't mind subscribing, that'd be fantastic. And with that, we're going to start in the passenger footwell. Okay, we're starting in the passenger footwell. Apologies in advance for any weird camera angles. It's always quite tricky to get these locations, but the good news is that Tesla has made a big improvement to how they install this trim. They've gone away from trim clips and now they just use magnets. But worth noting that this piece is attached to this piece. There's just a crease there, so you're kind of fighting that constantly. But we're just going to pull this down here, and you can see, maybe you can see, magnet there, or magnet there, and then a couple of locating lugs here. So pretty easy. I'm going to put it down a little bit more. It gets caught up in this back corner, so I'm just going to sort of encourage that, just so we can see what we're doing. And the light we're looking for is up here. It shines through here, but the light's up here. I'm going to try and push it through from the back. Like our lights, the retaining clips are on each of the long ends, so you can probably just push on that and hopefully pull the light through. That's what we're going to try and do anyway. Okay, and we've got a pretty decent amount of cable on that as well, so that's good. So I'm going to release the factory light. To do that, we just push this in here. There we go. I'm going to place it with our light. So make sure you still got your cable pulled through the opening, and then we just push this in. That's your hardware 4 computer back there as well, in case you're wondering. And then we're just going to clip this back. And this is at quite an angle, and you need to get one end in first, so let's try that again. There we go. Maybe. It's also easier if you're using 2 hands, but you wouldn't see a thing if I was doing that, so I'm going to have to though. Let's get this. Okay, so that's clipped in. It's still light, so all we have to do now is just push this back home. Make sure this locating lug here and this one kind of locate as you do that. And that's it, simple as that. So very, very easy on the passenger side. Let's go over to the driver's side. Okay, next up is the driver's footwell. This one you have a bit more to contend with. We have the pedals in the way. These are our pedal covers, by the way. They look much nicer than the stock pedals that you get with the standard or the non-performance Model 3 and Model Y. But I'm going to do the same thing, so pull down this. You'll see again that there's a couple of magnets and a couple of retaining clips. So I'm going to put it down as far as it will go. This is going to be quite difficult to get on camera. but the light is hiding up there. So I'm going to do the same thing I did on the passenger side. I'm going to kind of blindly feel behind it, see if I can push it through. Okay, there we go. And then just going to release that light, like so. Now this is a super short cable. I don't feel like fighting with that, so I'm going to use one of the pigtails and just extend it. Just gives me more wiggle room. There we go. And then we're going to grab our light, which is this one. And then feeding the wire back up through. Again, I'm doing all this quite blind, so this might look a lot more ham-fisted than it actually is. But let's get it into the retainer, or the holder. There we go. And there we go. So that's hooked in there now. Hopefully one of the cameras picked that up. And then we just need to push this back home. Snaps in really easy. And that's the passenger door, driver's side done. Now we're going to go ahead and do the puddle light locations for the 4 doors. Obviously we're going to just use these, but the same process would apply for any of the projection puddle lights as well. Okay, here we are underneath the driver's door. We're going to, this is the factory light. We're going to pry it out from this side, only because there's less angle to get in there, if that makes sense. So here it's quite easy. Over here at much more of a tight angle. So we're going to start over here. We'll probably work our way around. These tend to be in here really tight. And the trim surrounding this is all soft trim, so just be a little more careful than we were in the Footwells, where it's just hard trim and it's kind of hidden. Obviously, you're not often underneath the door either like this, so you're never going to see it, but still, we want to try and be as careful as we can. So I'm sort of gently prying it, getting more and more of the spudger underneath there. That's in there really tight, which is perfectly normal, so I'm going to work around the top a little bit. There we go, get in there, and there we go. So, not too bad. Same thing, just release the factory light here. Oops, I'll just use my fingers, it's easier, but you get the idea. Now on Juniper and Highland, and Cybertruck for that matter, the windows are no longer earthed through this light, so you don't have to worry about lowering the window before you start. You can still do it as a matter of caution if you want, but the car doesn't care about the lights being unplugged. If you had an older Model 3 or Model Y, you'd have heard the beep beep when you unplug it, and then the beep beep again when you plug it back in, and the window rises and falls. So doesn't matter on Juniper though. Okay, so got that done. This is going to be a tight fit as well to get it back in there. But there you go. That's not quite in on that end, so let's give it a bit more push. Ugh. Okay, I'm going to pop that back out. I'm going to go in from that end first, just to make sure it's in there, and then just use this a little bit to assist on getting this end in. There we go. Little ding there, that'll work itself out though as it re-expands. Okay, that's the driver's door done. We're going to go to the rear drivers now. Okay, rear door now, so same thing. This one's not at such an angle, so we'll just start over here though. This is the first time I've had these out, so these are all going to be really quite tight, so this is a very honest video. Actually, that one came out fairly easy. Still got a good amount of length on the power cable, so we don't need to use our pigtails here. But let's just release that. Install our light. Pop that back in. I guess now I should do the quick technical plug. So these are 16 times brighter than the Tesla ones. They are CE and RoHS certified. So these are great bulbs for your car. We've sold over 500,000 of these since introducing them in 2014, I think. So chances are real good. If you get a beaten up old loaner from Tesla, check out the bulbs. They're probably ours because a lot of them got our bulbs in them. Okay, quick yakking. I'm going to help this in. There we go. That's that one done. I'm going to go do the passenger side too. You've probably got the gist of it by now. I just want to see whether we have any short cables and just need to use the pigtail. Rear door now. Same thing, we're just going to try from this end. Oops. Go slow, try not to let it slip like I just did. This is super in there. There we go. Tuck it under, pop it out. Still a decent amount of power cable there, so we don't need our other pigtail. Then just push that back in. Again, tuck it in from one side first. Normally, I don't know if it matters or not, but the cable's kind of coming down from this side, so I just usually try and push that up and out of the way like that, and then just push this side in. There we go. One more to do on the passenger front. Okay, last one for this video. We're on the front passenger door. So again, start at the shallow end, which is sort of this end. Be a little bit patient, just work your way around a little bit. These front ones are difficult, but it will come out eventually. Okay, I'm going to go dig at this end as well. There you go. Release the clip. Still got enough cables, so no need to use the pigtail, but if you needed to, it just clips on like that, 6-inch extension. Find the right bulb, it's this one. And then same thing, just tuck it in. Since it came out so easy this end, I'm going to go in at the short end and then just push this side home. And then there we go. That's how you replace the footwell and door lights in your Juniper Model Y.